So, I just went through like the last bits of the game here, and well, guess what? I didn't record a single thing to basically, show off the very ending of this game, so I have to do it all over again. Cause that's always fun. Anyhow, this is basically gonna include the credit sequence as well as the very ending of the game, when you're basically playing very non-empathetic like I was. So brace yourself, here we go. Palos self-auto-destruct ready. Initiate? Warning, warning. Are you sure? Yes.
Warning, reactor detonation imminent. Please evacuate Talos 1.
The shuttle is ready to go, Morgan. I'll wait a few minutes before detonation, but then, I'm gone. You're on your own after that.
Alright, so, basically I've initiated the auto-destruct, and now we're going to make our way down to the shuttle bay basically to escape with Dow. Should be fun.
Microgravity detected.
Now don't bother, it basically gives you like 7 minutes basically to get down to Dow, but you've really
Warning, reactor detonation imminent. Please evacuate Talos 1.
you really do have to book it because basically Dow will leave without you. And you do have to fight some enemies basically in the shell bay, so...
Warning, reactor detonation imminent. Please evacuate Talos 1.
Go, go, go. We'll take this up to the lobby. Again. Or down to the lobby, I guess.
Warning, reactor detonation imminent. Please evacuate Talos 1.
Alright, to the shuttle bay. It's too bad because you're not going to get to see the achievement where I basically, take the awkward ride home, but oh well. You also not get to see the achievement where I basically, had no needles as well, but whatever. Actually, you know what? There's something I can actually show off because I basically got the, achievement for no needles. because basically, like, you know, I don't have to worry about it anymore, let's just show off more stuff. So basically there's like Phantom Shift and everything else over here, so nothing stopping me from getting this stuff now. Alright, so I'll note that basically when you have like the morph stuff, you can basically have like, you know, the Phantom Shift, which basically lets you like, you know, dash around. You have the morph basically turns into a mimic. You've got regeneration, it basically lets you like, you know, regenerate like, you know, health immediately after taking damage, so pretty nice. Air resistance basically like, you know, basically like, you know, less damage from like, you know, air attacks. Air absorption basically does like, you know, what the lightning stuff basically does. Speaking of which, I should probably get this stuff here so like, you know, we can basically increase like the amount of like, damage we're about to take here. I can also make some phantoms here basically to like do some stuff with.
Warning, reactor detonation imminent. Please evacuate Talos 1.
Let's throw this out over here.
Warning, reactor detonation imminent. Please evacuate Talos 1.
Luckily that hit me as well, but whatever. Alright, so I got the ability to show it off, so why not? Well, it's basically like, you know, go in here, so like, you know, this right here.
Warning, reactor detonation imminent. Please evacuate Talos 1.
Yeah, I can make like, you know, phantoms basically have like the corpses of people, you know? You already knew this, by the way.
Repairs needed.
I can mimic stuff, of course, as well. Whee!
Warning, reactor detonation imminent. Please evacuate Talos 1.
Alright, well, you basically get the idea. I'll note that the morph stuff is, like, you know, very, like, interesting because, like, you know, it basically gives you access to, like, you know, well, a lot of useful stuff. I'll note that Mimic's basically used for stealth. Don't really get to show it. Air resistance basically is like this stuff. Regeneration stuff. Yeah, I'll know this, but I really just want to finish off the game, so we're just going to finish it and just be done with it, so here we go. Let's just finish it.
Warning, reactor detonation imminent. Please evacuate Talos 1.
Ready or not, starting debark operations. Pre-flight check is who gives a shit. Hang on to your seat. This will be a rough ride.
And there we go. Achievement.
I keep having this dream.
Alright, so this is going to be like the unskippable credits of this game. So I can't really skip this stuff, but I'm just going to let you guys watch, and then as soon as the credits are done, I'll basically, like, you know, come back to you guys. So enjoy the show for a moment.
it's time to beat the mind game. And now it's time to beat the mind game. And now it's time to beat the mind game.
So fast, the sailing ships, the outer rim, the innocence, the lovely air, the wind it breathes, it comes. When do you follow? Where do you lead? The flood, clean hands, the fire to feed, like the signs of cosmic crush of the eyes. It's just better in blood, like the surest cold sun. When do you follow? Where do you lead? The flood, clean hands, the fire to feed, like the signs of the cosmic, the crush of the eyes. It's just better in blood, like the surest cold sun.
Alright, so it's slowly coming to an end here. And there we go, that's the credits. So now we're entering a hidden location.
It's finished. How did it do?
Activation of the mirror neurons was not promising. Empathy quotient shows to be almost non-existent.
It probably thinks it was dreaming, that nothing mattered.
You're assuming it thinks like us.
Its life depends on it. Ours too. It all comes down to the choices it made.
There's no question that every test, every juncture, it showed little to no identification with the crew or their suffering.
What are we going to do?
We failed. This isn't the one.
Start over.
And there we go. Congratulations, you finished Prey. So basically you can see like, my stats. So basically I almost played for 40 hours. There's like, humans killed, neuromods installed, rescued humans. So I want to note, by the way, at this point, for the game, I am going to do like a little bit more like play time to like show off like the second basically way basically end the game. But before I I go from there, I just want to sort of explain this a little bit of like the ending right here. So I'll note that basically the idea of like this ending is that like you're you're in a simulation, and essentially what happened is like you're basically sort of dreaming like everything that basically happened in like the Talos station. But if you basically play this this game of saving humans and stuff like that, all the way being empathetic, you'll basically have like a different sort of ending screen right there, and it'll basically explain a little bit more about what's basically going on. But if you want to basically find out that yourself, I recommend playing the game yourself. So I'm not going to tell you. But yeah, I'll note that basically the idea is you're basically in a simulation, and that's basically what that sort of ending sequence basically is all about. Alright, so I'll basically jump back into basically finish Prey, but it'll be like a sort of a half episode where I'm basically going to show off the morph stuff and the other sequence of play. So bear with me while I basically jump into it. Hope you guys basically enjoy the playthrough thus far. If you want to basically finish here, great. I hope you guys basically enjoyed. But I'll have my concluding thoughts and everything in the next video. So stay tuned for that and take care. I might actually be combining with this, all of this with the last video, but whatever. Let's get back down to Neuromod Division and let's go from there. So this is basically when we're with Dal and Igwe, basically just after the Neuromod procedure. So let's go from there. We'll talk to Alex again. And then we're gonna basically do his little objective basically to save the station, so to speak. In hindsight, I kind of wish I kept Sarah alive, but oh well. I don't think I'd probably change the ending sequence too much, but whatever. Let's leave them alive this time, these guys, and let's move on. So here we go. And yeah, I'll note that the last bit of this game is it's all about basically going from screens constantly, because you're just this beating it through your station as fast as possible, but whatever. I can forgive it because it's got a lot of argument points to it, so it's fine. You know, wouldn't it look nice when it's not like covered in black?
Good evening, Talos. Dinner is served in the cafeteria from 6 to 8 p.m.
I always get the doors faced wrong, but whatever. Let's go here. On the bright side, this should be a little bit faster because there's not a whole lot for me basically to, like, you know, show off, but whatever. Let's just quickly go over to the recycler once more. Throw everything in here. I'm gonna keep the side hub as it's blunt because, like, you know, that might be useful. Actually, let's make some more if I can. There they are right there. Nothing really stopped me from, like, you know, making like a bunch of these, so why not? Alright, well, I'm more or less good to go, so let's go see Alex. Oh, before I forget, let's just go here to suit chips, take this out, put this back in. I did that wrong. There we go, we're up here. And here we go.
I promised you my arming cape. All I ask is you hear me out first. And you can blow Talos 1 to pieces if that's what you think is best. I don't think you'll do it. I know. Because I used to think we couldn't be trusted to play with fire without burning the house down. But you convinced me. You showed me anything was possible, even if the price was steep. That part of you is still in there. We can make history, Morgan. Not those leeches on the TranStar board of directors, not Mom and Dad. You and I. Just like we planned. We've got the data to confirm what you suspected. And Carl is broadcasting a neural signal. A secret message reaching to the stars. What I want to know is what is the message? And who is listening to it? I think you know. Ever since we first tested the Typhon neuromods, you've known. This fabrication plan is for the null-wave device prototype you conceived. It will hijack the Carl signal and use it to deliver a massive shock to every Typhon organism at once. Take it. And the arming key, like I What? Morgan!
Here comes the boss again. Let's save Alex then. Because I can. I don't really need like the stuff in here, but whatever. Let's just grab this. Now, nobody basically close it out here, basically save him. So, there we go. Save Alex.
Thank you for what you did. You could have left me to die. It's more important than ever now that we finish this the right way. Take care of the null wave device. I'll head for the bridge as soon as I catch my breath.
Now, I want to see if this basically works, but I'm going to go into the guts because I think this leads to like the psycho, like, you know, Trunks area. So let's see if this works. Go to guts. Basically, this should let me bypass going to the lobby as well as, like, you know, through say Psychotronics. So, like, you know, the first half of Psychotronics, so it says like skip it right to like the end. So that's what I'm hoping to do here.
Morgan, you anticipated the kind of appeal Alex would make. Sibling bonds, history. You programmed me to refute him point by point. However, we can skip that. A Typhon the size of a skyscraper is currently eating Talos 1 for lunch. Ergo, Alex is wrong. Destroy the station, just as you planned. The blast will take the monster down with it.
Alright, so let's see what the Psychotronics here. Yep, this is the way I want to go right here. Oh! Because, you know, I got zapped there, but whatever. Ow. Well, at least this seems a lot easier than, like, you know, going through Psychotronics like this way, so why not? Maybe I should talk to these guys if you need to, I guess.
Inspecting. Your suit's leaking. I'll patch that for you. Job done.
And then here we go.
Null gravity detected.
Boom, Psychotronics. Now, if I was smart, I probably would have gone to the fabricator and got to know we've like fabricated, like, you know, just before going into guts, but, you know, I wasn't, so we'll have to go down to like the guy's office to basically, like, you know, pick up the device.
If the idea hasn't occurred to you, I'm sure it will eventually. Don't do it. I can't predict what would happen if you scan the Apex, but all my models point to suffering.
Oh, this is a good time basically to show off like the neuromonster base wanted to, so here's Morph. I didn't fall down that time. Interesting. I also picked up the rest of it as well. Oh, there's another Phantom in there apparently. And Mimic. Oh, I'm not finding like any targets at all, but whatever. Let's go this way then.
CN9 black box operator ready to deploy. Please stand clear of aperture.
Apparently still military operators out and about, who knew?
Requesting new operator. N-CN. Black box operator ready to deploy. Please stand.
Dr. Yu.
Well, now I can get over here and get the, device. So here's the prototype null wave transmitter. Basically, you can use this to, wipe out, the Typhoon without, destroying the station. It's essentially, the other way, basically, wiping out the station with, not, killing everything.
The heart of the coral is in psychotronics, in the original containment cylinder. Placing the null wave device there will override the entire coral network with our own signal. Use your psychoscope to locate the exact spot.
Well, I'm trying to show off, how this is gonna, work for this guy here too, right? So. That didn't work well.
Maybe I can help you.
So I want to basically with mimic stuff. I was gonna try to sneak by that but whatever. Basically, if you use the mimic properties, you can use it to sneak past enemies like that. So maybe let's just try and use it over here, I guess. Actually, can you use the medical operator? Let's see if I can use them.
Hello.
By the way, apparently I can't use the Okay, so I can still notice me apparently.
Yeah, you heard me.
That's good now. Well, you get to see regeneration action, I guess. So I regenerated there a little bit because, like, you know, I took a hit there, but whatever. Yeah, I'll note that thing about mimics is it can be used to, like, you know, essentially let you, like, mimic stuff. Which lets you, like, bypass stuff if you want to as well, but whatever. Let's get a Phantom out of this guy, I guess. Ooh, a Voltic Phantom, nice. Very quick escape, of course, if you want to use it that way, you know, like the Phantom Shift thing. Alright, so let's just go in here and we'll basically finish this off.
Microgravity detected.
Oh yeah, by the way, I can actually go over here and see this guy fighting and stuff, I guess. But whatever. Here's the heart of the core over here.
You better do something. The reconstruction is destabilizing.
They're lying to you.
Hurry.
That should do it. Come to the bridge. We can finish this thing once and for all.
Normal gravity detected.
Assume Alex's plan succeeds. Then what? You're taking a massive gamble that there aren't more predators like the Typhon. In the history of the universe, humans have only recently become self-aware. Yet you're going to kick the door open on a much wider and older cosmic ecology. One that feeds on consciousness. These are shark-infested waters. Alex believes we can be the bigger shark, but what if we're just poor swimmers, and now there's blood in the water?
One bad thing about, like, you know, this Neuromod is the turrets got hostile to me, but whatever. Alright, so, let's just, like, finish off this game by, like, going to the bridge and we'll just, like, you know, show off, like, the other sequence I basically can, like, do, so to speak. Basically, like, you can, like, you know, blow up the station and escape, or not escape. The other way of, like, finishing this game is basically to, like, just kill all the Typhons, so... That's what I'm gonna do right now.
Microgravity detected.
Operator approach.
Hello?
Inspecting. Your suit suffered some wear and tear. I'll fix that. Job done.
You know, there's actually something I want to basically do here, by the way. Because I actually, like, got, like, the proper here, I can actually go into, like, the medical room, I think, over here in, like, the, you know, the maintenance thing. Do.
Concussion detected. Seek
Well,
medical attention.
that hurt a little bit.
Operator approach.
So it should be around here, I guess. I can now go in here, by the way, to like, heal up if I want to, I guess, so...
Normal gravity detected.
Let's go to medical bay basically over here.
Warning, plasma shockwave imminent.
There we go.
Requesting new operator.
Warning, seek shelter. Plasma shockwave in 5, 4, 3,
Hello. Good to see you again, Dr. Yu.
Medical class operator ready to deploy. Please stand clear.
Hold on. Please fill out a patient experience questionnaire so I can serve you better next time.
Hooray!
Whoops.
Let's escape now. That's one of the beauties of, like, maybe you can basically get into special areas like that as well. But whatever. Let's get this. Fix my suit a little bit.
Microgravity detected.
I'm still going this way, so let's just get going to it. Zip, zip, zoom.
Coming through.
Normal gravity detected.
Alright, to the bridge. And, that's pretty quick, so, like, it'll basically show off, like, basically both endings in, like, the same sequence, so to speak. I'll note that the Psychotronics one is a lot, simpler to do because you don't have to go as far, but whatever. Ow. Let's get to the bridge. I keep forgetting I'm flying right, so I can actually just, like, fly over stuff. Let's go in here. Now, no bother, I didn't kill January or, like, Alex this time around, so both of them are going to be alive here in, like, the bridge. And I just want to note, by the way, if you actually, like, keep, like, characters alive, you get to see, like, more interactions from them, like, some of them, so... Here's, like, a good, like, situation where, like, you see, like, interaction between, like, January and, like, Alex. So here we go.
What the hell have you done?
I've simply acted on Morgan.
Your operators locked me out of the comm terminal. We need to link up to the null wave device if we're gonna get that signal off before it's too late.
Consider the risk. Alex's plan, if it works, is only a short-term solution. None of us has the right to endanger every life on Earth.
If anyone's playing God here, it's you. Your lunatic plan denies everyone a birthright to the stars.
You know how neuromods are made. The demand will only increase. In the future Alex envisions, many will die for the benefit of a privileged few.
I'm not arguing with a glorified desktop. Kill it, Morgan.
Sorry, Morgan. I won't relinquish control of the terminal. You'll have to destroy me. Which means you'll be destroying yourself.
Fine. I'll do it myself.
Space is limited, so reserve your seat by emailing Dr. Dalton.
Well, he's unconscious, but whatever. Now, note, but I've actually did this differently, and like killed it before, like, you know, he had a chance basically to, like, you know, zap him. You can't actually do it that way as well, by the way. Basically, all your like actions, like, you know, they all like how they correspond, like, you know, dictum, so that's what happens.
What the hell have you done?
I simply acted on Morgan's orders.
Nonsense. You're a machine. An ill-conceived one. Morgan would never. You tricked her. Who programmed you?
I represent the desires of Morgan Yu, circa January 12th, 2035. Your sister created me to ensure her objectives would meet with success, and that yours would fail.
Mine? There's no difference between what I want and what Morgan wants. Not the real Morgan.
The idea of a real Morgan is fiction.
There's got to be an override.
Please step away from the terminal. You've left me no choice.
We'd like to remind you that company policy requires you to log any voluntary...
So apparently if you don't do anything, she'll still zap him. Good to know. Well, let's just go zap her before, like, you know, basically she takes out Alex. So you can see what Alex basically says.
What the hell have you done?
I simply acted on Morgan's orders.
Nonsense. You're a machine. An ill-conceived one. Morgan would never. You tricked her. Who programmed you?
I represent the desires of Morgan Yu, circa January 12th, 2035. Your sister created me to ensure her objectives would meet with success, and that yours would fail.
Mine? There's no difference between what I want and what Morgan wants. Not the real Morgan.
The idea of a real Morgan is fiction.
There's got to be an override.
Please step away from the terminal. You've left me no choice.
Good evening, Talos.
You made the right choice.
Would like to remind
The terminal's linked up again. It should only take a few seconds for a signal to propagate through the coral and lobotomize every Typhon on Talos 1, including the big one outside. The rest of us should get away with a mild headache. I'll let you do the honors, but you better hurry.
Alright, so yeah, basically, like, you know, different, like, outcomes depending on your actions and stuff like that, but whatever. I'm not basically at this point. I'm going to basically, like, cut out, like, you know, the credits basically, like, after it, so you don't have to see that again. So, let's just get this done, and let's go from there. And... boom.
What is a neuromod? Well, it's both an easy answer and a complicated one at the same time. It is the future, today. More importantly, our past, today. This is the work TranStar does. Every employee working together. It's immortality. And it is beautiful.
Alright, so yeah, basically there's like the no-weave ending, so to speak. Alright, so let's cut this out. Alright, so here I am back on the desktop. And for the most part, I'm basically done with Prey. I've basically gone through, like, you know, my, like, you know, run with you guys with, like, you know, non-empathy and stuff like that. And I had a fairly good time playing the game again. Alright, so, I want to note, by the way, that, just to, like, throw a couple of thoughts basically about this game, just so, like, you know, I can sort of, like, conclude, like, you know, my opinions and stuff, on it and stuff like that. So, basically, Prey is essentially in the same vein of, like, gaming as, like, BioShock and, like, System Shock and Dishonored. It basically has, like, you know, that openness feel, where you can basically, like, you use, like, different, like, you know, solutions to, like, solve things like Dishonored. while basically having like the inventory management of like System Shock, and like the story of like Bioshock. And essentially the idea here is that like this is basically one of those games that like is very like immersive, or not immersive, but immersive. And the idea of like the game is that like it's essentially like throwing you into like a space station here, for example, which is similar to like what System Shock did, but it's essentially like making it feel like you're like a part of like this universe and stuff like that. Anyhow, so all of these these games here, I enjoy them quite a bit, and I basically enjoyed Prey quite a bit. Now, I'll note that Prey wasn't well received basically in like reviews and stuff like that, but I really feel that like it does deserve a lot more exposure than it basically got, because it is like a very interesting like idea and like this like sort of like metric of gameplay. There's also DLC I'll have to like basically show off at some point as well, because it's got roguelike elements in it as well, but at least with like the main game basically showing off, I won't like feel bad about like not playing that one. Anyhow, I hope you guys basically enjoyed the game, and I do highly recommend you actually like check out the game yourself if you haven't already. But besides that, take care.